I thought I was saving a child from the foster system. But I had no idea I was welcoming a secret that would destroy my family. Because that little boy, he wasn't just any child, he was my brother's son. I never imagined I'd become a single dad. I was 34, living a quiet life in Oregon, managing a small mecha. It started with a fundraiser. My buddy Daniel dragged me to a local event for a foster care nonprofit. I wasn't planning to get involved, just write a check and walk out with a clear conscience. But then I saw him, a small boy with B. I didn't make the decision overnight. But something about Eli clung to me. His eyes looked like mine did when I was a kid, like he was always bracing for the end. The adoption process took a year. The system didn't make it easy, and maybe it shouldn't. But eventually, I became his legal parent. Eli moved in with me. We didn't talk much about his past. He didn't remember much, or maybe he didn't want to. I didn't push it. Until the day he brought home. It was just crayons on construction paper, but it made my stomach turn. It showed a tall man, a little boy, and another man in the background with a red X over his face. "Who's this?" I asked, tapping the XD out figure. Eli shrugged and whispered, "That's the man Mommy said I can't eat." My gut clenched. I knew I had to find out more for his sake. So I asked the social worker if she could give me more background. Confidentiality laws made it hard, but she agreed to let me see what little she could share. When I opened the file, my blood ran cold. The name of Eli's birth father was there, scribbled in faded ink, Jacob Dawson. My brother. I stared at the file, the name burning into my brain, Jacob Dawes. My older brother. We hadn't spoken in years, not since he disappeared after our father's funeral. Jacob had always been a wildfire, charming, reckless, untouchable. I'd spent most of my childhood cleaning up the. My hands shook as I closed the file. I wanted to scream, to tear the pages to pieces, but Eli was asleep down the hall. So I sat in the dark, alone, trying to process it. Had Jacob known? Had he abandoned Eli just like he abandoned me, our family, or was there something more? The next day, I called every number I had for Jacob. Old ones. Disconnected lines. Dead ends. Finally, I found his name attached to a small construction crew down in Reno. A week later, I was He didn't recognize me at first. He changed, weathered, tired, less cocky than I remembered. When he finally looked me in the eyes, he froze. I didn't waste time. "We need to talk." "About Eli?" His face drained of color. "Eli," his voice cracked. That name again." We sat in his truck. I showed him a picture of Eli on my phone. He flinched. Closed his eyes. "That's her kid," he whispered. "Lena's son." "Lena?" I asked. Jacob leaned back and lit a cigarette with shaking hands. "We were together 6 years ago. Off and on. She didn't want anything serious, and I wasn't ex. I didn't want to believe him. But his face, the regret in his voice, it was real. Still, it didn't change the facts. "You left," I said cold. Jacob's eyes watered. Hello. The rage in my chest boiled over. "That's the problem with you, Jacob. You never know anything until it's too late. You run. And people like me stay and clean up your messes." He didn't argue. Maybe because he knew I was right. I left Reno with more questions than answers. Back home, I watched Eli sleep that night. His small, I had to make a choice. Do I tell Eli the truth that the man who abandoned him was also my brother, or do I protect him from the pain, from the confusion? I chose silence for now. But secrets have a way of. It started small. Eli asked about his baby pictures again. Why don't I have any? When I was a baby, he said, holding up a photo of me as a toddler. Just when I was little, like in the red shirt. I told him the truth. Then, Jacob called. I want to meet him, he said. I want to tell him anything. I want to see him. Once. I should ve said no. Every instinct screamed at me to protect Eli. But I couldn't stop thinking about what would happen if he found out later, if he learned I kept his biological father from him. So I agreed. We met at a quiet park, just before sunset. Jacob waited on a bench, nervous, holding a wrapped toy truck. When Eli saw him, he looked up at me and whispered, "Who's that?" I bent down. "That's someone very special. A friend. His name is Jacob." They talked. Played. Eli laughed. Jacob cried when he thought I wasn't looking. After an hour, we left. I told Eli that Jacob was an old friend from my childhood, and for a while, that worked. But not forever. One rainy afternoon, I came home from work to find Eli sitting on the floor, the adoption papers in his hands. He'd found the box in my closet. His face was pale, stunned. He looked at me and said, "Why does it say Jacob Dawson is my father?" My heart cracked wide open. I sat down, trembling. "Because he is. Jacob is your biological father. He didn't know about you. He didn't leave you. When I found you, you had no one. I took you in. I became your father because I love you, not because of blood." He didn't say anything. Just stared at the papers, then at me. "But you didn't tell me." "I was scared," I whispered. "I didn't want to lose you." That night, he didn't sleep in his bed. He curled up on the couch with the stuffed bear, quiet, distant. The next day, he asked to see Jacob again. So we did. The three of us met, and this time, Jacob told him everything. His mistakes. His regrets. How he would do anything to make it right, but that Eli didn't owe him anything. Eli listened. Then looked at me. "You're still my dad. Even if you didn't make me." I broke down. Right there in the middle of the diner. The truth changed things. But it didn't break us. Over time, we found a rhythm. Jacob didn't try to step in. He became an uncle, a friend, someone Eli could talk to when he wanted. And me, I stayed his father. Every scraped knee, every parent-teacher conference, every good night hug, that was mine. Blood started this story. But love rewrote the ending.